Yeah,
Oh, she's
here
pretty.
it is.
She's pretty. Who is that?
Have you guys seen this video?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hey, bestie. You're wrong. I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Zoop, catch a bubble in your mouth. Good job. Okay, here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking, or wakes up early in the morning, or loves pizza. But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic. Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals, that's fatphobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people is racist. And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I disagree. I disagree. No. I don't think it's fair to have to kind of get down on people when it comes to their preference in dating, because this is a person that you have to live with, you have to sleep with, you have to make meals with. Like, if you're gonna have to ingrain this person into your personal life, they should be of the same mindset or same values of you, or you're gonna have problems. Like, how are you gonna be with someone that you're not attracted to, that you don't get along with, that you have different religious beliefs, things like that? And I feel like it's okay to have a preference or to discriminate when it comes to your dating preferences, because you're ingraining your whole life. You're giving up your life pretty much to be with this person, to create a life with this person. So no, I disagree when it comes to dating. When it comes to other things, jobs, things like that, yeah, that's messed up. You shouldn't discriminate when it comes to other things. But your personal relationship, yes, you can have a preference. I agree.
Gotcha. So do you think, for example, someone who didn't want to date somebody who was plus size or overweight, you disagree that it's not discriminatory, it's not fatphobic?
No, because if like I've had guys tell me that I am that they're not sexually attracted to me and they wouldn't date me or be with me, and that makes me so happy because I can avoid them and I can use my time and my energy to guys that actually like my body type and how I look.
And you don't have to change yourself, just
and then I waste less time. Like, again, I'm a time person, don't waste my time. So if you told me up front I'm not your type and you don't like the way I look, great, thank you so much for being honest up front and not wasting my time. I'll go on to the next.
So I would like to talk about this. So there's a way I organize attractiveness. So think about a triangle, right? And there's 3 corners. The first one is appearances. This is basically what is visible to the eye. This includes your body shape, how you look, your clothing, your mannerism. The other point is basically your character. It involves who you are as an individual, your personality, introvert, extrovert, your attitude, stuff like that. And then the third one is basically social status. That basically means what is the amount of value you add to society. And that includes your career, how much money you make, the influences. And then this triangle of attractiveness is within a circle, and that circle is called preferences. Within preferences, there's the norm, right? Like the beauty standards, what majority of the people would say thumbs ups to. And then there's those like exceptions or outliers. And this is kind of like how I view attractiveness. And you need to score high on all 3 of them within the person's preferences in order for them to see you as attractive and for them to want to pursue something with you. And everyone has the right to choose who they want to be, because you're going to have intimate intercourse with someone. So how they look matters. Some people like people who are more like chocolate. Some people don't. So I feel like everyone deserves to have that preference, and that's my take in it.
Can I just ask, what is there to be said with, like, I've had this happen where I fell in love with a guy who I wasn't necessarily attracted to when I first met, and then over time getting to know him and his personality and whatnot, I found him to be the most attractive guy because I fell in love with him.
Yeah, that happens.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like maybe
happens.
so I don't honestly all the time look for, if I find them to be physically attractive, there's going to be things that obviously it's going to be a no-go, but they're just like we're men, we've got a wider range. I'm going to have a range of unattractive and attractiveness level based on how you treat me, because if you have a gorgeous guy who acts like a dick, he's not going to be attractive. If you have a guy that's mediocre and acts amazing, he's going to be fine as fuck.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
that's just, and that's how I'm.
Yeah. It's kind of like going back to those three things, right? Your appearances, your character, and your social status. Some people care more about the social status. Do you make this amount of money? Okay, then I can, you're kind of ugly, but whatever. The money covers that, right? So everyone has their preferences, and everyone kind of within those three, they kind of choose which one is more important for them, and some people compromise, some people choose not to, some people are pickier, some people are not. They're very open to anything. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
I would categorize it a preference, though, to what she said. I think that it is a preference, and I think that that's okay.
Right.
I think what that sounded like to me is, I'm sad because I'm not in your preference.
Yeah.
Which is
that's a good point.
That's okay, but you have to stop running after the person who doesn't want you, and stop so the people who want you can catch up.
And there's so many people who want you. I don't care how you look. There is people who want you. Focus on them. And I tell women on my TikTok all the time, date men who like you.
Yes.
Don't stop wasting your time with guys that don't text you back, don't call you back, like, or just stringing you along. For what? You look good, girl. Go find you a man that likes you.
And I will say, only because you don't see yourself dating them, you still need to respect them as a human being, right? That's where fat phobia comes in, and all the other stuff come in, racism and all that stuff. Just respect them.
Yeah.
If they're not your type, then move on.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah, I think kind of where she's kind of getting at the video we just reacted to, it almost felt like a defense mechanism for trying to justify why she's lonely.
Yeah.
Like it's.
She had some good points, you know what I mean? But the thing is that it still came from a place where it seemed like it was hurt. And that's the problem, was if once we get to a point where I don't need to be hurt by these outside outliers, I won't have to necessarily care if anyone's judging me.
Right. Yeah, and of course, I think you were saying, or I don't know if it was Gabby or you, but of course, I think treating people who are overweight with either hate or disgust or calling names, shaming them, I think that's highly inappropriate. But on the other hand, I don't think obesity should be glorified.
Agree.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, the problem that I have with like self-love, or kind of like what you said is like, it's your body, do whatever you want. I totally disagree with that, because there is a limit. Like if I truly love one of my siblings, and I see that she's doing things to her body that might cause her a lot of risk, or something, I'm gonna be like, you know what, let's talk, let's have this conversation out of love. So no, I don't believe that, it's your body, do whatever you want. Can you? Yeah, you have the free will, but with the people that I love close to me, that does not, like, if you want to cut yourself, no, don't do that. Like, we're not going to do that. There's a limit to that. And we want to come in a place of like, you need help, let's talk about it. But I feel like saying, hey, you're big, keep eating more. When you know that they're struggling with that, probably telling them, keep doing it might not be the best way to show them love. It's like, hey, let's talk. Who's hurting you? What's going on? What's going inside your heart, your mind? And just kind of care about them. Go to the root of the issue instead of just putting a beautiful Band-Aid on it and saying, oh yeah, you look beautiful, go do whatever you want, or something like that. But I also don't think it's beneficial to hate yourself. You shouldn't hate yourself because you're big. You need to be, there's a balance. You need to be like, love yourself.
I want to say something on that though. As somebody who currently needs to lose like 20 pounds, I kind of want to be body shamed. Like I want my chat, I want the people in my chat
Me too.
to be like Pudgy Brian. Brian,
Okay,
you're pudgy.
do you think that
lose
would
some fucking
motivate
weight.
you?
Tell me I need to lose weight because I'm.
Probably
listen,
not body
I want to
shape,
lose
but-
some weight. I used to have a
research,
6-pack.
though.
I used to have a 6-pack. Now I don't.
But they've
I'm
done
I
research
got a
on
little belly.
I want
humans.
someone to invite me,
I'm
like,
trying to-
hey, let's go get some
They've done
activity.
research.
Body
The
shaming,
key word
please.
is siblings and close
Please,
to you.
body
My siblings
shaming.
get fat shaming. Sure,
they're-
that's my siblings.
Yeah.
Some random doctor I don't know in the chat. Who are you?
But no,
Like, why
they've
does
done
your opinion matter
research
to
on
me?
how.
Oh, FDG. FDG. You can shame me. Anybody? The chat.
You can't shame me, FDG. I don't know
please
who
shame
you
me.
are. From
Please
the can of
body
paint.
shame me. Call
I don't
me
recognize you from the
Pudgy
can of
Brian. I want to see Pudgy Brian in the chat.
I do
People
want to say
also-
something about
yeah.
this. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was a obese child. I'm not sure if
I
you
was
guys
as
were
well.
too. And sometimes I do look back and I tell like my parents, I'm like, you saw me this big. Like, didn't you kind of like, teach me about how to eat better? Like, I wish you could have done something when I was younger. I wish I could have learned more. And I was like, I felt like you just didn't care. And I felt like I wish there was people to tell you, hey, like, you're not. This is
People didn't tell
unhealthy.
you that over and over again as a kid. As a chubby
No,
kid, literally
no.
that was my entire life.
I was on Slim Fast at age 11.
I was an athlete,
Slim
and then
Fast.
they all called me
Who
fat.
puts an 11-year-old on Slim Fast?
Yes,
That's
or what is it,
toxic.
Jenny Craig?
Weight Watchers? Is that
Weight
another one?
Watchers, they're like 10.
Is that
I mean, I ended up trying to go like on pills and having shots in my ass, trying to meet this standard because I'm an
That's
actor.
fat phobia.
And my teacher
It's
told
insidious.
me, my teacher literally in college, and I love him, he's dear, but he told me your face works against your body. Your face says ingenue and your body says character. So for you to be able to make it or do anything in Hollywood, you're gonna have to make them match up. So either I'd have to get uglier or I'd have to get thinner. So at that point, he was like, ask one of the, one of the girls in your class what she's doing. She's lost a lot of weight. I asked her. She said, I stopped eating. So I was like, okay, I'll stop eating. So I stopped eating and I lost some weight. Then the first time I ate, I gorged and I could not throw up. Okay, so I'm over here and now I'm gorging
You're
and I
binging.
can't throw up. Yes, I'm binging. And so that didn't work for me. I wasn't able to be anorexic because bulimia doesn't work and that's what they lead to. So I wasn't allowed to do this, but still negating the fact that I'm in dance class every day. I can do the splits. Like I'm dancing. I've got more athleticism than the next person that I'm being compared to. Why should I chase that? I'm not saying that you should not try to be healthy, but in today, you need to learn how to love yourself in the day. You know what I mean? And people who are coming, they're not your family who are telling you, hey, look at your weight. Look at what you're doing. These people are sitting there telling me these things. They have no idea what I'm doing day to day. And just to assume that, that's already a problem.
Well, that's what I said from the beginning. They wanted you to lose weight for cosmetic reasons, but that's the thing.
always
Losing weight is
cosmetic.
not just about how you
No,
look.
they would
it has to
say
be
it's
about your health
They
as
tell
well.
me it's health. Meanwhile, on one leg, I can go down and
They
come all
tell
the way
you?
up. That's what they would say all my whole entire life. So it's like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, someone's still going to judge you based on your look, no matter what you actually do physically. So I'm not promoting anything. I'm just saying as I am, want to love who I am today. That's what, yes, I want to work towards getting better. Yes, I want to see where that goes, but I just want to love I want to love who I am today. I don't want to love who I am tomorrow.
I think self-love is loving yourself with the things you cannot control and the flaws you have, but also self-love is not going into very
taking
bad
care of
habits.
yourself.
Not
Yes.
going into bad habits that can have consequences, whether that looks like gaining weight, whatever that looks like, because everyone's situation is different. That's self-love to me.